Picture this. Hero Society is collapsing. There's villains on the loose. The heroes are all leaving and retiring. Japan may have to bring in other heroes from foreign countries. Oh, I like this. What's up? It's Truth Hero, and welcome back to another My Hero Academia chapter review. So Boku no Hero Academia chapter 303 of the manga. We get to see Endeavor truly realize that he needs to pick himself back up and walk this path and be a hero again, but he's in luck. He gets to team up with the other heroes, the top three heroes. Hawks, Best Jeanist, and Endeavor will somehow save the day. And this could mean getting some heroes from America. And also, Deku's not in the coma we thought he was in. Let's dive in. The chapter opens with Hawks and Best Jeanist kind of, crashing the Todoroki family party at the hospital and telling Endeavor the current situation of the world. Seriously, this is a little weird. They can just invite themselves in unannounced, but I get it. Desperate times do call for desperate measures, and we need to talk. Todoroki starts apologizing immediately for what her son Touhou has done, and this really shows just how polite and caring she is. Of course this is not her fault. She can't, control the actions of her son that she thought she lost but is now a villain. And obviously Best Jeanist and Hawks are not expecting this and, don't need this. But really, she's really sorry for what her family has sort of done to Hero Society, so she's a real sweetheart, but calm down. We're okay. And obviously, Mama Todoroki might also be a little bit ashamed of what her family has done and the legacy they're currently leaving for Hero Society and what Touhou has done to Hawks and Best Jeanist. But, Best Jeanist and Hawks, they're heroes. This is what they signed up for. Best Jeanist says that, I already died for Hawks once, so helping Endeavor and this whole situation, finding Touhou and the other villains, that seems doable. Not easy, but I've been through worse. So, they're heroes. That's what they signed up for. It's okay. Perhaps the heroes that are quitting left and right need to be reminded of this. Hawks and Best Jeanist go to Endeavor to question him and get his side of the story and really what happened with Dabi and Touhou. Hawks also asks, hey, is that burn on Shoto's face also a result of your bad parenting, Endeavor? Is that your fault too? And Todoroki says, no, sorry, that's me again. My bad also. Maybe she does need to apologize to them. All jokes aside, I thought that this was really interesting because Shoto's decision to forgive his mother has an effect on Hawks. Hawks thinks, well, he just ran away from his parents in that world. I just gave up on them. But Shoto chose to stay. Perhaps as Hawks helps Endeavor become a hero again and down this path of gaining forgiveness and getting redemption and developing a relationship with his family again and with Shoto, maybe Shoto can help Hawks actually forgive his parents and develop a relationship with them wherever they may be or whatever situation they're currently in. Plus, Hawks thinks Shoto is pretty cool. I really like this moment because it shows Hawks' personality hasn't changed a bit despite what has just happened to the world. He's like Deadpool. He never loses his sense of humor and that young guy attitude, that very chill attitude like, hey, I'm just trying to, have a cool job and then go relax at home. Being a hero? Whatever. I'll do it, I guess, despite his tragic past too. And he really catches Shoto off guard here, which I really like. Hawks and Best Jeanist then tell them all that the locations of Shigaraki, Dabi, Toga, and the rest of the League of Villain members, as well as Paranormal Liberation Front members and 7 Haya Nomu, are unknown. On top of this, 6 prisons have been broken into, and major villains are at large. In addition to this, and because of certain things that have happened, the Hero Commission is in disarray. People in the streets are using support items to defend themselves against villains, and that's understandable because the cherry on top of all this is that, of course, pro heroes are quitting left and right. They don't care. They're retiring. They're cowarding out. So even if the Hero Commission gets its act together, what are they supposed to do in response to this situation? What is their brilliant idea to, I don't know, save Hero Society? They're planning on calling other heroes from abroad to help Japan. Whoa. That's right. We could be seeing heroes from America in My Hero Academia. How dang amazing would it be to see other heroes from other countries in My Hero Academia? Particularly America, because in the beginning of the series they talked about how Japan has a pretty good crime rate or villain rate compared to other countries. So bringing in heroes from, say, America, where the crime rate is worse, they know what to do. They struggle more than heroes in Japan, clearly because these heroes are a bunch of cowards that are retiring right now, and sure, they don't have some huge villain war situation, but they could really help Japan right now. They could also bring back Shiketsu High School, and maybe student heroes from a high school in America could come and train with the students at UA, and we could have another sort of joint training school arc, maybe like a low-key arc compared to all this villain nonsense, because that's how My Hero Academia goes. It's in a very insane arc and then a low point, insane low. And honestly, after everything that's happened in this arc, we need a lull in My Hero Academia. I'm not saying boring, but Deku has a few more quirks to discover, and what better way than, against American kids. Do you guys think the Hero Commission will actually get their act together and we could possibly see foreign heroes in My Hero Academia? Let me know down below in the comments. And hit that like button for some American heroes and American students going to Japan. Hawks and Best Jeanist tell Endeavor that the top 3 heroes will team up, and together that they'll walk this path to restoring Hero Society. And also that the Todoroki family will help Endeavor become a hero again. Well, at least until he stops Toya. Natsuo is still very much holding out on his father. He's clearly not ready to forgive. And I get it. He will ultimately be swayed to one side by Shoto, and it seems Shoto's progress is pointing the entire family in the direction of forgiveness. Fuyumi Todoroki has never really felt about Endeavor like Shoto, Natsuo, and of course Toya Dabi have, because she's never really experienced the same things that they did at his hand, and of course Shoto at the hands of his mother. So I don't really see her changing her opinion. She's pretty much on board from the start. But it does make me wonder how this will play out. You have Fuyumi, who's all about forgiveness, Natsuo, who's definitely not. Toya obviously is a villain, so he's a wild card right now, and then Shoto's somewhere in the middle because he forgave his mom and he was sort of working with Endeavor. Who knows? It's going to be a long journey, and I look forward to this redemption arc, and we get to see Hawks help him out with it. Hawks tells Endeavor in no uncertain terms that he has to address what Dabi has said, and that he'll help him formulate a response. He says, "I thought about what you might say, and I had one question for you. What exactly is one for all?" Bruh, this is... Here we go again. Is Endeavor really gonna have to discuss one for all and Deku's quirk? I mean, he doesn't know exactly what it is or everything that it entails, but he does know some of Deku's abilities and that he at least has multiple skills. This sets up something that was sort of pushed to the side during this arc, but now, again, we may have something revealing Deku's quirk and the secret of All Might to the public. Luckily, Endeavor doesn't know everything, but he can't exactly say nothing because Hawks and everyone else knows that he said one for all, and that it might reference the supervillain All for One. So it's going to be interesting to see how Endeavor actually navigates this situation on top of everything he has to respond to with Toya and their family. I just hope that Endeavor isn't too stressed out about this. I hope Hawks and Best Jeanist really got his back in this one, because he's going to need all the support he can get. Maybe that's where his family comes in and they can sort of take the brunt of some of these accusations that are actually the truth from Dabi. So I just hope he doesn't really sell out Deku. I don't think he has enough knowledge to do that, but my man, Enji, keep your composure, alright? We then flash over to the students, and of course Bakugo is impatient as ever and is mad that Deku hasn't woken up yet. But other people like Uraraka are a bit more anxious about Deku's condition. We know he can't talk to anyone because he's asleep, But Hawks wanted to see him, and All Might said, actually, I'd prefer if he was alone, just me and Deku. Now, I love this moment where Uraraka's worried about him and shows she likes him, the romance, blah, blah, blah. But it's also a great moment to find out the reactions from the UA students on Deku's condition. People are still healing, but also, what's going on with All Might? I'll tell you what's going on with All Might. He's just trying to be cautious because he says, I sense it. Midoriya within One For All, talking to the previous users. Oh my goodness, it's not a coma after all. Deku's just having a little session with the previous users of One For All, and All Might wants to make sure that he doesn't randomly pop out a quirk and no one gets injured, like in the joint training camp where, the Black Whip just fired. That's what's going on. Deku's not taking a snooze, he's actively learning. Deku learning like this and at least meeting the previous users of One For All sets up the next arc brilliantly because, as we sort of predicted, he's going to have to learn all these quirks eventually, and what better way to do this while the entire Hero Society is in chaos and the students have to go back to a UA that's not even UA really anymore, and then he learns a new quirk. I really love the fact that Deku's not just asleep, that he's actually meeting with the previous users of One For All, and hopefully we get to see that in the next chapter. I don't know how we could not after this cliffhanger, but keep in mind that the whole Endeavor knowing something about One For All, and now all of his classmates thinking that he's just asleep, this even sets it up more for certain secrets to be revealed about Deku and his quirk, and even All Might, and obviously, all these other previous users. So we should be careful about what we do if we're All Might and Hawks and the students. I know they want to see Deku, but All Might's right here. He should not be seen. He should be left alone in this dreamlike state where he's meeting these people again. But enough about what could happen after this. I want to know, what users of One For All is Deku currently meeting with, and what quirk is he learning? For quirks, I think it would be very cool if Deku had some type of defensive quirk or some healing abilities, and he certainly needs that right now, and maybe he sort of learns this in his dreamlike state, wakes up and can use it, and he can return to action sooner than expected. But the other interesting thing is, what if he's meeting the mysterious second and third users of One For All, where no information is even known about them. We don't even know what their faces look like. They're blacked out on that image. What if he's meeting one of them? I guess we'll find out soon, but that would be pivotal in understanding how exactly this quirk works and what abilities Deku really has. Anyway guys, that's what I got for you, but let me know your theories down below in the comments. What is Endeavor going to say to the press about Toya and One For All? And speaking of One For All, who is Deku currently talking to, and what is the next quirk he's going to learn? If you like My Hero Academia content and these chapter reviews, consider enrolling at UA today by subscribing. And until next time, hero or villain, plus ultra. Bruh.